Well, here she is, just arrived yesterday, and overall the body's actually in a lot better condition than I was expecting. Most of the panels are reasonably straight, and what you're seeing is a fine layer of dust over the entire car, as you can see on the windscreen, from the trip down country from Auckland. But overall the panels are pretty straight. There's a lot of minor surface scratching which can be easily buffed out, and there's a few pinhole dents here and there which I'm hoping I can get taken out. This is the biggest one here, which if I can't get taken out I'll end up having to get this panel replaced. But overall a lot tidier than I was expecting from the pictures and the reports. Head around the back. Obviously I need to replace that right hand indicator where it's faded. And around the driver's side. Now, I don't know how, but somehow this window's twisted right the way around. The entire carrier and everything inside the door's twisted up. And so the window's well and truly jammed where it is. You see it's even pushed the seal out a little bit. So that's going to be one of the first jobs, is getting that working again. And the door's actually slightly open at the moment, which is why the gaps look a bit distorted around the edges. And back around this side to the front. So overall the exterior is not too bad. Now if we head into the interior, that's where the real fun begins. Let's hand the camera over to my assistant. Doors work okay, you can see a couple of pinhole dents. The door struts are well and truly gone, so these will need replaced. That's a really easy job to do. $38 I think from DeLorean, Texas for new door struts. And we'll head in. You just want to hold that door open there a bit. Kind of fall into the car. And as you can see, the interior is a different story altogether. Now if I can put the camera light on, get a little bit more. I do have the door trims. I think the tow company must have pulled the door trims out to get the doors to open and close properly. And that pad's missing. Again, really easy to get. Dashboard's a little bit cracked, and the binnacle's very cracked, which is unfortunate because you can't get binnacles anymore, so I'll have to look into getting this one repaired. Occasionally you do see reproduction ones though, so I may be able to get a reproduction one. Instruments are all in good shape, and centre console's not too bad. Everything's there, a little bit worn, but there. The gearbox, or the gear stick, the gator's missing, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of gears happening. So I'm not too sure if the cables are snapped or whether the gearbox is not functioning. These switches are a bit of a mess. And has the cargo net, which is quite unusual for a car in this shape. As you can see, the seats will need recovering, as will the headliner, needs completely replaced. I think this car's been kept outside for a very long time, and the sun's cooked the interior. Now it looks like it's had a leak around the doors. It looks like the water's come in through the doors and soaked the headliner, which is why it's collapsed. It's probably a bit hard to see, but it is well and truly collapsed. So one of the first jobs when I get to the interior will be just removing all that and replacing it. But not too bad, apart from all of that. So we'll head to the engine. Give the camera back to my associate. Not the easiest car to get in and out of when the door struts don't work. Just if you let that down and then just sort of push it down onto the latch, just a little bit. Sorry, you won't break it. I'll just to there will do. Engine. So there is a little bit of a break in the louvers where they always break, just here. I've heard though that this is actually really easy to get repaired. I believe Andrew had a break in the exact same spot. He's had his repaired. I've got one of the engine vent covers. I'm not too sure whether it's for the louvers or the engine cover, but soon find out.
The garage door.
Okay, so open the louvers, try not to break them any more than they already are broken. Again, the gas struts are voluntarily gone. This latch works. The engine cover latch does actually work, which is amazing. Not the only thing that does work on this car at the moment.
That's clever.
So, now with the struts open, the engine's there. Visual inspection looks pretty good. It actually looks a lot tidier than the rest of the car. There's some funky stuff going on with the wiring though. And there's even, yesterday when I was having a look under here, I found wires that were just, oh there we go, sitting there doing nothing, so I'll have to find a wiring diagram and find out what this is all about. The engine turns freely by hand, so it's not seized. It'll just be a case of figuring out why it's not going, and then moving on to the transmission and finding out what the story with that is. But certainly looks like it's all in there, which is the main thing. And we'll have a quick look under the trunk. I'll just hold that up there, if you want to grab that. And my handy dandy trunk holder upper. Put it down. There we go. Look at that. Wonderful piece of technology, probably patented by the Russians. So over here we have our fuel fill cap. And this is disgusting under here. I mean, that's going to take a little bit of cleaning. Transmission fluid and fuel system, and that is a bit of a mess, so that again is going to have to be rewired. But the pontoon itself seems to be in good shape. And another interesting thing for DeLorean fans, I know they're always interested into whether it's a rough or a smooth pontoon. You can actually see here where the moulding didn't quite, it's probably not picking up very well on the camera, but the surface didn't quite smooth over properly, and you can see there's like the fiberglass, or the fibers are actually coming through, which is interesting. And if we go back to the engine bay, probably making everyone dizzy, you can see it's a very smooth surface in there. So the VIN plate says this is an 81, but it was registered in 82. And as you can see from the bonnet style, it's a flat bonnet with no fuel filler cap, no swages, and no logo. So that's my project for the next several years, I would imagine.